guys. I actually didn't expect to do a message tonight, but I'm being literally bugged by spirit and I'm trying to go to bed and it's not happening. So, hi. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Mary and this is my channel, Lilith in the Fourth House Tarot. And tonight I have a channeled message from Spirit. I actually pre-pulled some cards for you guys. It was a lot of stuff that happened today that confirmed a lot. So y'all know I usually do my my little messages first, and then I go into my reading. So it's a lot of stuff that's popping out. So the message that I pulled today was your health needs attention. Okay. And then I got the Knight of Pentacles and the Magician as your two cards, and I also got the Fool is actually on top. So it's a lot of stuff like really coming in, and I pre-pulled cards basically because I was kind of like getting a vibe. I was like, you know, what should I like talk to the collective about? And although like we pulled that your health needs attention card, I don't think this is necessarily like your health, you know, like it, I mean, it could be, but I feel like this is more so like the health of your journey. If like, especially with the Fool card here, like your mental health along this journey, how you're feeling about yourself, your, just the consistency, like the health of this, like it makes me think of battery health too, like, do you need to recharge? You know, do you need to plug your phone in? Not necessarily your phone, but do you need to plug yourself in? I'm also your spirit say plug in. But with this Knight of Pentacles here, I feel like a lot of y'all are on a journey and spirits want you to keep going. Don't stop. You can pause, you can rest, but don't stop. And I'm saying that because I really wanted to go to bed. I'm tired. I really wanted to go to bed, but I'm also transitioning from one job to another. There's a lot of transitions that are in my house happening currently that are really good. A lot of people are doing a lot of growing and learning, and it's exhausting when all of those things are happening. But I feel like Spirit is saying, like, I don't mind if you pause. I don't mind if you take a knee. I don't mind if you just breathe, but you got to keep going. And with the Magician here, I feel like I need you to continue to put the work into it, put the magic into it, put your mental work into it. So the Magician might be more so like your mental space, because a lot of times we are tired when we're on our journey. We're exhausted. We're just like, oh, I don't want to. But like when you're mentally strong, it helps you be resilient. That's what I heard, resilient. I need you to be resilient, friend, through all of this. Like, regardless of how tired you are, regardless of how much you want to give up sometime, regardless of how hard it get, be resilient. And it's funny because I'm thinking about this book that me and my best friend read to our kids this evening, and it was about life skills. And we were like, dang, we wish we had this book when we were younger. It's called Life Skills for a 10-year-old. Like, our kids are, of course, different age groups, but we read it to all of them, you know, just to start them on their journey early. And when it comes to like even that message coming in, like life skills, like we weren't taught a lot of these things. And this is what I was telling her too. Like, we weren't taught a lot of this stuff growing up. Like, we weren't taught the importance of having a champion mindset and having resilience and being able to keep going even when things get tough. And I think that's what Spirit's trying to say. Like, you're the Fool. You're on this journey. And when you know the Fool's journey is like the beginning of the tarot deck, like that's the first, that's card 0. Like, you start from ground 0. And I feel like Spirit is like, you have to keep going. Like, even if you are exhausted, you got to keep going. And then I put my cards down and I was like, man, you know, I'll just wait till the morning. Like, not, you know, I don't really think I really want to read tonight. I just really want to go to sleep. Like, you know, and it's like you're going to be fighting the urge to relax, to go to sleep. Even I changed my outfit before I did my reading to something that was like more comfy, cozy, because I was cold. And then what makes me get cold is like being up under my fan. I'm like, oh, I want to lay down. Like, you might even go into changing your environment just so you can get your work done as well. There's a lot happening. Like, there's a lot changing in the air, and I feel like the momentum needs to keep going with my collective. Like, whatever it is you're working on, you need to keep your momentum going, even if it's small baby steps. Keep it moving, keep it pushing. So when I see your health needs attention, the health of your journey, needs your full on attention. Also, I feel like you're going to get a lot of confirmations along this journey to show you that you are still on the right track. Because a lot of times we get very discouraged and we're like, oh, I'm not going the right way, this, that, and the other. But actually you are. And Spirit says, I'm going to send stuff along the way to show you that, like, you're doing really good. Like, you're okay. Like, I'm going to send you road signs to show you, like, hey, you're making the right choices. Like, if you had to reject somebody, you're going to get confirmation you made the right choice. If you had to cut somebody off, if you had to move to go a different direction, if you had to if you're starting a business, if you're starting a YouTube channel, whatever it is that you're starting from ground zero. And it might just be not even like your entire life. It might just be like a cycle of your life. Like, maybe you stop entertaining people that weren't husband material because you actually want a husband at the end of the day. So you're like, I'm not entertaining nobody that ain't husband material because I want a husband at the end of the day. Maybe you stop making excuses and self-sabotaging yourself because you want to be successful at the end of the day. Maybe you got brave and started a YouTube channel because you're starting at ground zero of that level. Does that make sense? Like, ground zero does not mean your life is at ground zero. Sometimes it's of a particular journey in our life, like love, our job, our money, or like it could be different things. And like, for example, like I said, let's start with the husband example. Okay, you entertained, I don't know, F-boys for a long time, but you sat there and you complained, I want a man, I want a man, I want a man, and a loyal one at that. You're not going to get that if you entertaining that, though. How are you translating? How are you translating that to what does that look like? That conversation look like between you and the universe? I want this, but I'm entertaining this. How does that work? It don't. Okay. So I think Spirit's like saying, like, you finally made a decision to go on that journey of, I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to be a wife. I want to own a house. I want to go to school for it, or I want to be a radiologist. I want to be a nurse. Whatever it is, you made that decision, and now you need to take care of the health of that journey. You can't just say, okay, I'm gonna plant my seeds and I never water them. I never tend to the soil. I never remove the weeds. So you're going to end up, Spirit's like, I want you to stay on track when it comes to the health of this journey. So like, pretending like your journey towards whatever you're choosing is a garden. Did you make sure you were no bugs in your garden? Did you pull the weeds? Did you water it today? What did you do towards the health of that journey? Okay, so we're gonna start with that. I'm like, maybe I don't know what I want to call that. I don't know yet. I don't know what I'm gonna call this yet, but I'm sure it'll come to me. Solid. Ace of Pentacles. Because at the end of the day, what you're trying to get to is this big offer, this big coin, this big solid opportunity. Like, let's make this seem like this is a man. We'll just start with that. You want a husband, and at the end of the day, you want this offer right here, but you're going to have to say no to F-boys. You're going to have to say no to casual smigs, okay? Because your husband would never, right? You're going to have to say no to talking to people who don't want nothing serious. You can't entertain that. That doesn't lead up to the Ace of Pentacles. That doesn't lead to your solid offer, right? You want a YouTube channel. You're going to have to record. You're going to have to put yourself out there. You're going to have to get over your anxiety. You're going to have to make these small Knight of Pentacles steps to get to this Ace of Pentacles at the end of the day. You doing stuff that have nothing to do. Don't do anything that's opposing of your end goal. If your end goal is to be an actor and you never taken an acting class, you never go to any what do you call those things when they go was it, you know, when they have you come and try, I won't say try out because that sounds like football or whatever, or like a sport. Casting. You never go to any casting calls. You're just like, well, I just want to be an actor, but you're never going to a casting call. Not going to happen. You can't get that. The universe is like, I want to offer this to you, but you have to make the decision. Those things will be, that Bitcoin is going to be offered to you, but you have to tend to the health of your journey. It's not going to be, the universe isn't going to, and it's funny because it's like coming out the clouds, like it's coming from God or from the universe. I'll offer it to you, but make sure you're making choices that lead to what I'm trying to offer you. Stop making choices that are the complete opposite of what I'm trying to give to you. Let's keep going. Temperance. And even like with temperance, like 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on the ground. I need you to have trust in spirit, but I also need you to be grounded. It's okay to say, you know what, I'm working on my mental space about this. I know that things are coming. I know that I can trust spirit. I know that if I keep my mindset there, but you also have to put in the inspired action behind it. Even for me, I'm tired. I was tired, sort of, kind of. But also, sometimes I'm tired and I don't want to meditate. But I sit down and still meditate because that's beneficial to me reading tarot. It's beneficial to my spiritual health if I'm trying to read for a collective energy. That saps energy. I'm dealing with stuff all day. I have to ground that energy out of me. So I can't say I want to read tarot and then not sit down and meditate. It don't make sense. I will never be able to give in the offer. My channel will never grow if I'm making these steps. If I'm not making these steps, if I'm not making the steps. And with temperance, also with patience, being patient with yourself, being patient with the process. Because it's not an overnight thing. Nothing that our journeys are not overnight. It takes time to rewire our neurons. It takes time to solidify these things within our mind to where we're serious. It takes time. But if you're just quickly giving up, and you're like, oh, well, you know, it'll never happen. You can never get that Ace of Pentacles at the end of the day. You can never get that solid offer at the end of the day. I don't know, the Lover's card was about to pop out, but, ooh, hold on, nope. Ace of Cups. See, all these aces, all these things that like solid offer, which is going to emotionally fulfill you. And at the end of the day, your spirit is like, I'm willing to let your cup overflow. But you still got to have patience and putting your work in. You still have to do the work to get to that emotional fulfillment. But I feel like spirit's like, it is coming. For my collective, this is coming. So those of you who have already started, you got to keep going. You got to continue to water it. You got to continue to nurture it. You got to continue to build those neurons, or that's not going to happen. But for me, I feel like I'm speaking to a group of people who are putting in the work. Like, you're putting in the work. Like, I feel like you are doing it. And maybe you're getting a little weary, but I'm telling you, don't stop. You're getting a little tired, but don't stop. Like, sometimes you have to make sacrifices to get to that emotional fulfillment so your cup is full. I'm going to give you an example. Today, I was talking to a friend of mine. And me and him were talking about, like, I was telling him, I said, you know, like, I got sick and tired of talking to guys, and all they wanted from me was something physical. And I said, I just feel very dehumanized, and I don't feel like, I feel like an object, and I almost gave up. And I said, but I didn't give up. I said, because at the end of the day, I sincerely feel like there's somebody out there for me. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. And you know what I said? I said, my quote for this year is, my husband would never. You need to, spirits tell me, like, you need to develop a certain mindset and be firm in that, on how you feel, or you set your mind to it. And it used to be for me where I would just complain, but now I'm like, my husband would never. He would never. And I don't mind using my life as an example, because I've been through so much to where I'm like, that's life. Things happen, but I'm also very resilient. That resilient word keep coming up. And I said, and my friend was like, man, I've watched you since I've met you, and we've I've been around him for like maybe 2 years. And he was like, from when I first met you to where you are now, it's somewhere completely different. And he's just like, man, like, you don't deserve nothing but the best. And that made me feel good, because it was like, and again, there's that message. The universe is going to send you validation. Going to send you people to sing your praises. Send you people to say, you're going the right way. We see you. Don't look at it as those individuals talking. Imagine the universe is talking through them. And come up with like a quote to help you get home. Get home. Sure, to get to your home base. But for me, my husband would never. The Lovers cards. I think that's interesting that came out. Even though like it's the Lovers card, I feel like it's just, actually, you know what I heard? Choices. That's an inside joke between me and my best friend. Choices. Because the Lovers actually used to be called Choices. The Choices back then. Or like I think in one of the tarot decks, the Lovers were called Choices. And when I see this, like, and I see the snake on the side, like, you got a choice. You have a choice in which you want to deal with your journey. And we all have a choice. It's a choice. And it's crazy because this conversation happened between, dang, this is resonating, even with some stuff that happened with me today. Me and my best friend, again, reading this book that we were reading to our kids. And we was talking to my son, and we were like, you have a choice in how you put your mind. That's not our work. Again, that's not the universe's work. The universe can't change your mind. That's your job. Your job is to fix your own mindset. That's not the universe's job. That's our job. The universe can't say, okay, Mary, start thinking like this so that you can get your end goal. No, that's my job. I have to set my mind to a different frequency to get what I want. I can't just say, oh, I'm gonna get married one day, and then I'm dealing with Bobby Joe down the street who just wants to bust it wide open with me, casually, and be like, I'm not in the commitment. Like, no. I'm like, no, Bobby Joe, I'm not doing that. How does that get me to my end goal? Choice. You're going to have choices. And I feel like also the universe is saying along this journey that you're on, you're going to have choices. Are you going to make the choice that is going to get you to your end goal? Or are you going to make a choice to stay where you at? But I feel like I'm a part of the collective that you have constantly made choices to get you to your end goal, to get you to your happiness. You've constantly made choices and had to ignore the devil on your shoulder and listen to the angel. You've constantly made choices. Even when your back was up against the wall, you've had to constantly make choices. And the universe is like, continue to make those choices. Page of Pentacles. Her royalty. You made a lot of offers to yourself, steps for yourself to get where you are. Even if things seemed too far, you were willing to reach to get to it. You were willing to go, I don't care how many no's I get. Somebody gonna tell me yes. Which is another thing I told my friend today too. I said, it's like looking for a job sometimes. A lot of times you're gonna get told no. And I'm also hearing my best friend go, there can only be one. Whatever it is that you're after, it's for you. And also, like, don't be afraid to hear no. Don't be afraid to keep reaching until you get there. Like with this this Page of Pentacles, don't be afraid to keep reaching until you get where you're going. It makes me also think of like what I told my son, like our kids, like a lot of those people who are famous, authors, singers, writers, musicians, actors, they weren't always good at what they were doing. They weren't always where they were. It took consistent trying over and over and over and over. Jim Carrey, for one. Jim Carrey was not always where he was. It took several tryouts until something caught. And even for that, like, don't stop reaching. Don't stop. I don't care what happens to you. I don't care how bad of a day you have. Don't stop. Where you could take a break, you can breathe, you could pause, but don't you stop. And another thing I'm hearing is, you can let everybody else tell you no. Don't tell yourself no. That's not an option. Telling yourself no is not an option. And don't focus on crap that happened in the past, Star. And when it came out in reverse. But don't see yourself as, don't let other people could tell you no, but don't tell yourself no. Don't tell yourself you not wish fulfillment. Don't tell yourself that. I'm sorry, I keep looking up at my phone because I have notifications coming in. Don't tell yourself no. And I had to learn that too, like not telling myself no, not telling myself that I can't make it. I'll never get there. It's too hard. And the universe is like, I'm going to constantly tell you whatever you telling yourself. That's nothing. The universe going to tell you whatever you tell yourself. If you tell the universe, I'm going to be famous. Or I am famous, or I am a nurse. The universe say, yes, you are. Yes, you are. You're correct. But when you tell the universe, nah, I ain't gonna make it, you right. You right. You right. You right. Whether you yes or no, you right. So you can hear no from everybody else, but don't tell yourself no. Ooh, King of Swords. I need you to be firm about your thoughts. I feel like we've had this conversation, similar conversation, like a reading or so back too. Like, be firm about your thoughts. Be very, very, and also with this eagle up here, I feel like it's like with the eagle, like seeing it from a higher perspective. Like your thoughts need, like, or seeing the bigger picture. Because at the end of the day, sometimes we do pay attention to small details entirely too much, where we get so lost in the details that we don't realize there's a higher power at play. So the universe is like, okay, all I want you to do is focus your thoughts so that you can get where you're going. Your mental health. So I feel like this is about your mental and spiritual health is very important, and the small steps that you put in to get to your end goal. Pay attention to your thoughts, your mental and your spiritual health, and allow the universe to orchestrate the rest. Because there's a bigger picture here at play for my collective. There's moves that are being made that you don't see. There's rooms that you are being taught, like rooms that you're not in where you're being talked about. And good things are being said. You don't know what pieces are moving around for you. But continue to see yourself in a certain position. Continue to see yourself as that teacher. Continue to see yourself as that YouTuber you want to be. Continue to see yourself as that nurse. And the universe will continue to orchestrate things around you so that you can get what you want. I'm hearing like chess pieces. There's chess pieces being moved around you, for in your favor. There's stuff happening for you that is in your favor, but you got to keep your thoughts consistent. You got to keep your thoughts focused. You got to stay on it. You got to tend to your spiritual journey. You got to tend to the health of your journey. Stay on the health of your journey. Okay? Pentacles. Okay, so this is the Four of Pentacles, and it came out in reverse. Now, usually when a Four of Pentacles is upright, it's almost like a selfish energy, like holding on tight. I feel like this is the universe saying, I need you to loosen your grip. Because you can't control how this goes. The only thing you control is your mind. Everything else is moved by the universe. Okay? And the more you try to hold on and control, you're going to break it. It's not going to go nowhere. And I also learned that recently too. Like, I stopped trying to control certain things. I was just like, man, I'm just going to put my energy into it, as mentally and spiritually, and I'll let the universe do the rest. Whatever steps Spirit feels that I need to divinely take, I will do so. Whatever practical steps I actually need to do, I will do so. But if there's nothing else I need to do besides keep my mental space clean, keep my spiritual space clean, then I'm cool with that. And I think that's what Spirit is trying to say to you too. Like, let go. Stop trying to grip stuff so tight and think you won't control everything, because you're not. And actually allow for Spirit to take control there. Let me get one more card. We're going. Ooh. The Six of Swords. Because Spirit is trying to move you towards calmer times. Like, maybe a lot of y'all had a lot of chaos in y'all life, and things were kind of going haywire, and you were just constantly fighting and battling your thoughts and battling yourself, and mad at Spirit and mad at this one. But it's like, we're moving towards calmer waters now. We're moving towards more peace now. But what will move you that direction is your thoughts. And I feel like with this star here and her at the front, Spirit is the one who's steering. Spirit's like, let me steer the boat. You just relax. You focus on your thoughts with these swords. You focus on your thoughts. Focus on your energy. Tend to your garden. Tend to your the health of your journey. And along the way, I will put people in your path. I'll put situations on your path to show you're going the right way. Things are going to be put in your path as confirmation, as encouragement, as help, as assistance. Even when you're not sure how things are going to be solved, you will get the help, assistance along your path. There are people who will join your path to help you along the way to get to your end goal. And I feel like that's what Spirit is trying to do. Spirit is trying to get you towards your end goal. Like, I hear you. Spirit's like, I hear you. I hear what you're asking for. And I still got you. That's why I say y'all continue. I feel like there's a lot of hard workers in my collective. There's a lot of go-getters in my collective. There's a lot of I'm going to get there collective. A lot of goats in my collective. A lot of people who have been through some stuff. And it's just like, I just want what's for me. I just want what's mine. But you got to tend to it. You got to tend to the health of your journey. Okay? Spirit's telling me to pull one more not card per se, but like my messages. I'm gonna pause real quick. It took me a minute to find it, but I found it. Which I feel like is another message, like it might take a little minute, you know, to get there, and it might not. Like, everything's timing, honey. Let me see the spirit got another message for y'all. Excuse me, y'all. I'm so tired. Message for the collective. I self-sabotage. Yes. So when I pull that and I says I self-sabotage, I don't feel like it's saying that y'all are self-sabotaging, but by you not tending to the health of your journey, you are going to cause yourself to self-sabotage. You're going to cause yourself hurt and pain that's not necessary. So continue to deal with your journey, continue to deal with the health of your journey, to continue to strive and keep going. And watch your thoughts and how you're operating, because spirit is getting you there. This is a message to say spirit is God. They got you. Spirit got you. But continue to deal with the health of your mental space so that you can get there. Okay? It'll just make the journey a lot more smoother, is also what I heard. It'll make it a lot more smoother. It'll be less fighting and chaos along the way if you just allow spirit to steer. Okay? Okay, you guys. That was my reading. Thank you for tuning into my channel. I hope those messages resonated. If you would please leave me a like, a share, comment below, whatever. Just interact with my channel. I would really, really, really appreciate it. And again, this is Lilith in the 4th House Tarot, and I'm your tarot reader, Mary.